07 Ford Ranger, 153,041 on the odometer. I'm at idle right now. The engine is warmed up. You can see I'm at probably about 900. That's a little high for this engine, I believe. It should be a little bit lower. Here's a glass of water on the steering wheel, just so you can see the little bit of vibration. I'm going to be cleaning the idle air control valve, trying to bring that idle down. I don't think it should be that high. This Ranger has a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder engine, and the idle air control valve is right here. It's held on by 2 bolts. They are 5/16, one on either side. And to get the wiring harness off, you push down on the release tab right here in the front. Pretty long bolt holding that on, but there's one. Got an extension on the ratchet to help me reach this one. There's also a gasket behind it, but the gasket stayed on the engine, so I'm just going to leave that alone, and we'll get this cleaned up. Now, to clean the idle air control valve, I'm going to follow other people's leads in their videos, which is to keep the motor at the top so that the cleaning solvent that I'm using, which is brake parts cleaner, I don't want that to run down into the motor. I have clean paper towels underneath, as you can see, so we can see how much carbon we get out of this. The way the idle air control valve works, as I understand it, is that the computer operates the motor to open and close this valve and let air pass from this passageway to this passageway, bypassing the throttle plate when you are at idle. And I don't know that this is the reason why my idle is a little bit high. This may have no effect on it at all, but it's certainly not going to hurt anything to clean this out. Using a few Q-tips to scrub it down. You can see how nasty it is in there. Using those Q-tips really freed up a lot of that carbon. So I would suggest you use the Q-tips as well and not just use the spray. Seems like there's a lot of carbon on the back side. See how dirty that gets? Got one more. See how it goes in clean, comes out nasty. All right, I'm gonna take this outside and really blow it out, because right now I'm worried about that spray coming back onto the camera. Want to get that mating surface clean where it matches up with the gasket. That looks pretty good. And also, if you're doing this, watch out for this little rubber seal or gasket. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it fell right out of there where the wiring harness snaps in. So just watch out for that. Let's get it put back on the engine and see how that idle does. See if it comes down a little bit, or see if it stays the same. And now that rubber piece slides right onto here, right over that yellow part. So watch out for that, it might come off on you as well. And we are ready to crank it up. All right, here we go. That whole cleaning process probably took about 15 minutes, so the engine should have cooled off a little bit. It has. You can see the temperature gauge right there in the middle. RPM's right at 1,000. I'll let it run for a while and see if they drop down below the 900 or so where it was at before we cleaned the idle air control valve. So I'll be back. All right, about 10 minutes later, the engine is fully warmed up and the RPMs have dropped a little bit from what they were at the start of the video. I would say this is probably about 800. There's the vibration of the water on the steering wheel. That seems about the same. But the RPMs have definitely dropped. So cleaning the idle air control valve did drop the idle RPMs just a little bit. So that's where the idle air control valve is located on an 07 Ranger with a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder engine, and on other years and models of Mazda B series trucks and Ford Rangers. Just follow your air intake somewhere in the neighborhood of your throttle body. That's where that valve is going to be. Cleaning it may solve an idle issue that you have, or cleaning it may prevent you from having an issue with your idle. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.